Reality is perception. Imagine waking up one morning, stepping outside, and realizing that everything you thought was real might actually be a projection. That the world you've been navigating, your fears, your joys, your limitations, is not an absolute truth, but a story your mind has been telling you. How you perceive reality shapes every decision, every emotion, every moment of your life. Your reality isn't something out there, it's something you constantly create. With your perception, if you've ever felt trapped by circumstances, overwhelmed by life, or frustrated by the actions of others, it's not because reality is unfair, it's because your perception of reality is limiting you. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful truths about existence. Reality is perception, and mastering this can change the way you experience every single day. Part 1. Understanding perception. Most people assume that reality is fixed, that the world is solid, independent, and separate from them. That objects, events, and people exist exactly as they appear. But the truth is far more subtle, far more fascinating. Perception is the lens through which you experience life. And that lens is colored by your beliefs, your memories, your assumptions, and your emotions. Two people can witness the exact same event, yet experience it completely differently. One leaves feeling inspired, the other traumatized. Why? Because each mind filters reality through its own internal programming. Think about a rainy day. One person sees gloom, inconvenience, and frustration. Another sees renewal, peace, and reflection. The rain didn't change. Only their perception did. That is how powerful perception is. The external world doesn't dictate your experience. Your mind does. Even your own beliefs create a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe the world is hostile, you'll notice every sign of danger, every slight, every criticism, and your reality becomes proof of that belief. If you believe the world is abundant, kind, and supportive, your mind filters for opportunities, joy, and connection. In essence, your perception programs reality to reflect itself back to you. Part 2. The mind as the architect of reality. Let's go deeper. Your mind is not just a passive observer, it is the architect of your experience. Every thought you think, every assumption you make, every expectation you hold shapes how reality unfolds for you. This doesn't mean that external events don't exist. They do. But your interpretation is what matters. Consider this. When you walk into a room, do you notice the temperature, the lighting, the furniture, or do you notice how you feel in that space? You notice what your mind deems important. And what your mind deems important is shaped by your past experiences, cultural conditioning, and emotional state. Even science supports this. Studies in quantum physics suggest that the observer affects the observed. In other words, your consciousness interacts with the world in ways that shape its very behavior. Reality is not entirely out there waiting to happen. It is a dynamic dance between you and the world. If you want to begin mastering your life, you must start by mastering your perception. By noticing how your mind interprets events, you can consciously choose the lens through which you view life. You can shift from seeing limitation to seeing possibility, from seeing threat to seeing opportunity, from seeing separation to seeing connection. Part 3. The role of belief and story perception is inseparable from the stories you tell yourself. Every human carries an inner narrative, a story of who they are, what they deserve, and how the world works. This story often runs silently in the background, yet it dictates how you perceive every encounter, every challenge, every relationship. For example, if you carry the story that "I'm not good enough," you will interpret every failure, every critique, and even every neutral comment as proof of that story. Reality becomes a mirror reflecting your inner narrative. And because you've believed that story for years, it feels like truth. But what if you could question that story? What if you could observe it, understand its origins, and rewrite it consciously? That is where true freedom begins. Perception is not fixed. It can evolve as you evolve. The moment you become aware of your own mental programming, you gain the power to change it. You can replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. You can see the world not as a prison, but as a playground. Your beliefs create your reality not in a mystical sense, but in a practical sense. How you act, how you respond, and what you notice are all determined by your perception. And what you act on becomes your lived reality. This is why spiritual masters often emphasize that transformation begins within. Part 4. Practical ways to shift perception. So how do you begin mastering perception? How do you stop being a passive participant in your life and start shaping it consciously? Here are 3 practical steps. 1. Observe without judgment. Start noticing your thoughts, emotions, and reactions as if you were watching a movie. Don't immediately label them as good or bad. Simply observe. This creates a space between stimulus and reaction, which is where conscious choice begins. 2. Question your assumptions. Ask yourself, is this belief true, or is it just a story I've been told? Could there be another way to see this situation? Most of the limitations in life come from unquestioned assumptions. Challenging them opens new possibilities. 3. Reframe your experience. Every challenge can be seen from multiple perspectives. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Or, how can I use this? By reframing, you shift your perception from victimhood to agency. Other techniques include meditation, journaling, and visualization. Each allows you to step outside of automatic perception and consciously choose how you interpret life. Over time, these practices rewire your brain, making empowerment your default mode rather than reactivity. Part 5. The ripple effect of perception. Here's a profound truth. The way you perceive reality doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you. Your thoughts, moods, and expectations radiate outward, influencing relationships, work, and even the collective consciousness of your community. When you shift your perception toward gratitude, abundance, and love, you create a ripple effect that touches others, often without them even realizing it. Conversely, when perception is clouded by fear, judgment, and scarcity, it also spreads. Your inner world literally shapes your outer world. This is why spiritual growth is not just personal, it is revolutionary. Each conscious observer contributes to the collective awakening. By mastering perception, you not only transform your own life, you become a catalyst for transformation in the world. Part 6. Embracing the mystery. Finally, embracing the fact that reality is perception invites humility, curiosity, and wonder. Life is no longer a rigid sequence of events to endure, it becomes a mystery to explore. Every encounter, every moment, every challenge becomes a teacher, an opportunity to expand awareness. The awakened human recognizes that there is no absolute control, no ultimate certainty, only perception. And this recognition is liberating, not limiting. It allows you to flow with life rather than resist it, to co-create rather than be coerced by circumstance, and to experience joy not as a byproduct of external events, but as a natural state of consciousness. Reality is fluid. It is a mirror. It is an extension of your consciousness. And the more you understand this, the more freedom you experience. You are not trapped by your past, by society, by other people, or by events. You are only limited by the lens through which you choose to see the world. So, I leave you with this. Begin observing your perceptions, questioning your beliefs, and consciously shaping the lens through which you experience life. Remember, the world is not happening to you. It is happening with you. And the power to change your reality always begins within. If this message resonates, if you feel the spark of curiosity, or if you want to continue exploring the deeper layers of consciousness, make sure to subscribe to Inspiration and Insight. Here we journey together toward awareness, awakening, and the power of seeing life through a lens of limitless possibility. Because reality is perception, and your perception can change everything.